What's up, you guys? John's Moto Garage. Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got the V-Max in front of us, and today we're going to go over what I hate about this motorcycle. Every bike has its pros and its cons, the good and the bad. There's always something to dislike if you look hard enough, and today we're going to talk about it on this bike here. So let's jump into it. Now first thing first, we're going to go get some gas. My fuel light was on earlier. Alright, my number one gripe with this motorcycle, I have to say, is the handling. Everybody will tell you if you've ever ridden it, this bike is a straight line bike. The handling is, I hate to say it, it's horrible, man. It's not a nimble bike. It feels heavy, it feels top heavy, it feels like you gotta muscle it. I'm not a big fan of the handling. But it makes up for it with the freaking sheer power and the 0 to 60 in straight lines. Number two, I haven't really put this to the test, but this is something I've heard, is that the suspension, especially stock suspension, is terrible. Now keep in mind, I'm talking this first generation V-Max from 1985 to 2007. They came out with Gen 2 in 2009, and I haven't done a ton of research on those, nor have I tried riding one, so you know, that could be a lot different. We're on our way over to the gas station, and you know why? Because this thing is a freaking hot rod, dude. It's a muscle bike, man. You cannot ride it without helping but open up the throttle, and this thing scares the crap out of me. 120 horsepower, 85 foot-pounds of torque. It's just wild, dude. I've yet to get on this thing and not have that back end break loose on me. And so I hate that this thing scares me so much. I'm not used to jumping on bikes that really get my heart racing, and this one, just the thought of riding it, oh man, it does that to me every time. Alright, we're gonna get gas real quick. I'm gonna show you how to fill up, how to get gas on a Yamaha V-Max. One thing I'll mention, since we're talking about that, is, dude, I can't believe this bike, it's been around since 85. Look at the dash. I don't know if you guys can see this too well. Look at this old school dash with like the, I don't know, faux wood grain, and then right here you've got the tack with the old school speedometer, or speedo rather. So yeah, not a big fan of that old school looking stuff. You would think from 85 to 07 they could have at least updated that as well. This is all just that old school look to it, so I guess it stays true to the old school cool. All right, here's where the gas is on this thing, because it's a little bit unique. It's unlike most other motorcycles. You may be wondering, you're asking yourself, where's the gas cap, bro? And you'll be looking all day, all night, and you will not find it until you take your attention this way. There's two little clips under here. You basically push those down, causes this piece here to pop up, and then bam, there is the gas cap. Now you'll note you can like barely get a hand in there. Get that gas cap up. All right, so yeah, again, gas is way down there. People are gonna be like, dude, why are you filling up your seat, dog? It holds a couple gallons, 3 gallons plus or minus. Well, there you have it, filling up gas on the then you just push that guy down on the Yamaha V-Max. That's my first time doing it. It wasn't too difficult if I could pull it off. All right, moving along with things I dislike. I dig how it sounds, but man, is it loud. After a while it gets a little bit annoying. Probably gives you some unwanted attention too. This bike is carbureted, and I don't necessarily dislike that in and of itself. I've actually grown to appreciate a carbureted bike. However, this bike has 4 carburetors, and you won't catch me trying to jump in and mess with that. However, you will catch me paying a lot of money to have somebody else do it for me, which sucks. So yeah, 4 carburetors, trying to mess with tuning and all that, no, not up my alley whatsoever. So that's one of the things I dislike about it. I talked about the weight. This bike weighs like 630, 640 pounds or so, and it just feels like a cow. It really does. Not a big fan of that. kind of like a sport bike in the sense that unless you're like going really fast, you feel like you're really holding back. I've yet to get a solid 0 to 60 on this thing. Like I said, it just scares the crap out of me, man. It really does. You barely get on the gas and this thing just, oh man, the back tire gets all squirrely and loose. Like I said, it's a scary experience. It really is. This bike, it really feels almost too gnarly. You better make sure you're going straight. Better make sure you're going in a straight line, because if you're not, woo, you'll be done for. Now, I haven't experienced it, but I hear at higher speeds this thing has somewhat of a death wobble. That also seems to be just about every motorcycle, but I got this thing up to, I want to say 130, 120, 130, maybe 140, and I didn't experience a death wobble. I kind of feel like this is a bucking bronco. This is a beast that no matter how many times you ride it, you're never gonna tame it, dude, ever. So you just got to get used to the bike riding you and you not being able to ride the bike. All right, that may not necessarily be true. Alright, so just to recap, some of my dislikes on this motorcycle. It's a monster. It scares the crap out of me every time I ride it. I'm not a big fan of the old school styling gauges. I hate the handling on this thing. It feels top heavy and awkward when you're trying to muscle it around. The suspension just seems a little bit whack. That back tire gets squirrely, man. And I feel like the bike wants to kill me. Those are the big ones. Those are the big ones, and it's carbureted, and you have 4 carburetors you got to deal with. I think those are the big ones on this motorcycle. Truth be told, this bike is unique, and it's unlike pretty much any other bike that I've ridden. And so, if you want the biggest and the baddest and the gnarliest bike out there on the block, this is the bike for it, man. This is the one. It is really something else. This is like your big, massive muscle car. You know, your Trans Am, your Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, the Chevelle, your big Chevy Camaro, Mustang. It's like those bikes, man, or those cars. You know, the handling sucks, but holy crap, does it look gnarly, sound gnarly, and goes fast. There you have it, guys. John's Motor Garage. Why I hate the Yamaha V-Max. Let me know below. Do you hate it? Love it? Do you not care about it? Drop a comment below. Let me know. I appreciate all support. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Adios. Nos vemos. You definitely get some stink eye, some stares riding this thing because it's so loud, man. People look at you like you're the freaking hooligan of the neighborhood. Well, there you have it, man. We're back. We made it. Every day I roll back on the V-Max, I count my luck. We got one last look at the V-Max. Going to a better home.